We got a surprise for you later, Pat.
Ooh. Get along, little doggies.
Now, you do have some leather chaps, don't you?
I'm wearing them now.
Actually, I have a funny leather chap story if you really want to hear about a leather chap story.
Of course we do.
Who says no to a funny leather chap story?
I know. Who can say no? So I worked in radio for a while, and one of the things that I had to do was I had to MC a thing at this convention called World of Wheels. Okay, so World of Wheels, and it was a car show, obviously. And well, it was car and motorcycle.
Well, I was just thinking that it was all a bunch of different types of wheels and everything. Like your skateboard wheels and wagon wheels are over there.
It was mainly radials, is what they were talking about.
No hoverboards or boats, though.
No. And so one of the things that was there was the Harley Davidson guys were there selling junk, and so they had not only were their bikes on display, but they also had like all of their apparel. And, you know, the local motorcycle store was there kind of, you know, as a big push for Harley Davidson. And they wanted to do a fashion show. And so I emceed the fashion show. But in order to MC the fashion show, you also have to dress up in the fashions that they want you to dress in. And so for 3 days,
when they told you that, did you say this deal keeps getting worse all the time?
No, I was like, yeah, man, I'm all about it, because I'm like, it's something different. I mean, you know, you get to wear something different and be kind of something a little bit different, and so it was cool. And so I got to wear for 3 days. I got to wear a very nice leather jacket, and then these leather chaps all weekend. And I was like, you know, if I were sitting on a bike, this probably wouldn't be too bad, but I'm standing, holding a microphone and talking to people, and I feel like my ass is hanging out of these things. And I'm like, I can't do it. I don't know. I mean, it was after 3 days, I'm like, I never have to wear chaps again. That's the one thing you'll say.
That's the victory.
You never know.
Never have to. If I'm going to do it again, I'm going to do it just because I miss it, which hasn't happened yet. So.
And if you ever MC another fashion show, it'll be just full-blown leather pants.
I'm just it's only gonna be leather pants, and I'm gonna go just topless and just, you know, just only leather pants. Just let it all hang out. That's fine. Actually, maybe I'll just wear chaps.
There you go.
Screw it. I don't need full pants.
Get a flow going through.
That's right.
Yeah, nice and cool.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And for anybody that says assless chaps, all chaps are assless.
See, I was going to ask that. I don't have much experience with chaps, but
otherwise they're leather pants.
What about an English gentleman?
I have no idea what that is.
Chap.
They're assless pantaloons.
Yes. No. That's the English gentlemen. Those are just. I think those guys have butts, so I'm guessing that those are not.
I was gonna say I learned a lot today.
I learned way more than I was expecting.
I've already learned a lot today. I was at the company holiday party.
Oh, really?
How did that go?
That when I left, everybody was hula hooping.
What were they doing when you got there?
Talking about hula hooping.
Well, there you go. You get a full full story.
I don't know how it happened. I saw it happen, and I'm still not sure how we got to a hula hoop competition, but it happened.
Huh.
I was encouraged to join. I'm going to say I was a curmudgeon, and I went out there, got very dramatic, and then just let the hoop fall and walked away. I had not nearly had enough to drink to try and hula hoop. So,
that's about what I would picture you do. So, you know, at least you stayed true to your character.
Yeah. Gotta play it up. But man, that was going on.
So
that was the thing that happened.
Who brought the hula hoop? Did it show up before or after they talked about actually hula hooping?
It was at, I guess I should say, just to be clear, this wasn't the company holiday party. This was a holiday party put on by the people of the company. So it was actually at our VP's house. So they had a hula hoop, as it turns out.
Oh, is that somebody's house?
Yeah.
That's weird. Isn't it? I mean, do you work for a big company or a small company?
Small company.
Okay, well, I would hope so if it's held at some guy's house. but that's weird. I mean, holding it at somebody's house, you can't totally let loose. Like if you hold it offsite at like a bowling alley or whatever.
I don't know. It descended into a hula hoop competition.
I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying that there's probably there's more constriction. If you went to a bowling alley, everybody would get totally blitzed, and then there would be hanky-panky going on in the bathroom or something like that.
Or, lane 34.
Yeah. But at the boss's house, I mean, they have to go outside for that.
Yeah. You got to go out back.
That's the list of rules when you walk in. If there's hanky-panky, you go outside.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Go sit on a cactus.
Oh.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Speaking of cacti, you would think that chaps would have an ass for that very reason.
You would.
Yeah.
You would. But the whole reason for chaps is to protect you while you're riding. In this case, it was a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And so, all the stuff that's coming at you in the wind. Or, if you were a cowboy, the way that it started out was if you were on a horse, okay, what would you need to protect you? And then you would wear your dungarees to protect your butt.
Yeah.
Okay, good point.
So you're always wearing something to protect your butt. Don't worry about that. It's
that
not
is
like
the goal.
Yeah, chaps are not kilts. That's not the same thing.
Well, then when you're riding the motorcycle, it just flaps up, and you got to worry about that. It's an entirely different problem.
It's going to be in the
worry
life
about all
advice.
sorts of flaps if you're doing it. I found that way too funny.
I'm looking for something to cover my lower half. I'm going to need a lot of flaps.
Right. I'm going to need a lot of flaps to cover that. That'll be good.
If I wake up late at night and I need to use the bathroom, but it is cold, is there a flap to accommodate?
Let's just say...
what else can you say to that? I mean, it's just you nod in agreement. You go, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a flap for that.
That is exactly it. There's the flap for that.
The Apple eye pants. There's a flap for that.
It's the eye kilt.
Oh, man.
I don't know how we started talking about this, but I'm happy about it.
Chaps and flaps.
Chaps and flaps.
Well, there's the name of the episode, and I probably won't even keep this.
No, probably not.
Yeah, no one will know. Why is it called Chaps and Flaps?
It was a few chaps, and we were flapping our gums. That's why.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. You listen to Chaps and Flaps?
Yeah, caller, you're on line 1. Wait, that makes no sense. Why would they care?
It's the morning zoo with chaps and flaps.
Hi, is this Chaps?
No, this is flaps.
That's the name of the show, so yes, go ahead.
So let's just say yes.
I just want to say I don't like the way Flaps treats you on the air. You deserve more respect, that's all.
Thank you very much thanks for your support. There's a flap for that. All right.
Okay, well, Pat, do you want to start the show proper?
Oh, gosh. Have I ever?
Okay, do you want to start the show in a semi-traditional manner?
Well, hold on a sec. I need to come up because last time I did this voice and it started off one way and then it went another. And I can't remember how I did it the first time. Probably just straight up the middle.
Was last time the one with the monkey?
I don't even remember that.
I don't know.
I'm struggling here.
I just thought he always went real big. Just like...
I mean, I have a monkey.
Oh,
yeah.
There.
Oh, look at that. There's a monkey right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have a monkey on standby.
It's a creepy monkey. I have another one around.
I have
somewhere.
nothing on standby right now.
I have a
BB-8. That's what I have on standby.
I have a Murloc. Star Wars?
BB-8.
Chewbacca.
There you go.
He's not having anything to do with it.
Man, he's just like...
No.
He's like, BB-8? BB-8? Nope. Not going to happen. All right. So here we go. It'll just be Chewbacca.
Oh, there we go.
No,
There we go. That's what we'll do all
it.
show. We'll just hold something up to block our faces all show.
Right. That sounds like a plan. Okay,
right.
Here we go. I'll just go straight up the middle because I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Hi, this is Pat Krane from Convert to Raid, and you're listening to Azeroth Roundtable.
I like it. It works.
Are you going to continue the show at that point, Ben, or
No,
are you just?
I'm just enjoying the visuals right now. Just enjoying the visuals. Welcome to Azeroth Roundtable, episode 143. My name is Ben Bumhofer, and with me, as always, is John Jagger. How's it going, John?
Hi, Ben. I'm really excited to be here. It's been a whirlwind night for me already. We have shenanigans and hijinks already going on. I don't even know what's going on, but I'm excited. We're all excited. We're all fine here. How are you?
What's your operating number? With us this week is someone who just gave us the bird, but we always enjoy when he joins us. It's Pat Krane. Hey, Pat.
It was Pepe. It wasn't like the bird for those guys listening at home.
I'd have to say he's the bird of World
He
of
is
Warcraft.
actually the bird. Everybody knows that Pepe is love. Pepe is life.
True.
So
True.
So there.
So how's it going, Pat?
It's going really well. It's so nice seeing you guys again. It feels like forever ago, but it was just forever ago because it was during BlizzCon, and I saw you briefly, and then you were gone. It was like you were there. I said hello, and then you vanished without a trace.
Yeah.
It was kind of amazing.
It was sad. I remember walking in, you were on stage delivering an important address. Everybody was paying attention to you, and then you completely stopped the address to just go, John!
Yes, of course. Of course. I always, it's kind of one of those things where if you see somebody at BlizzCon and you haven't seen them yet, you have to announce it to the world.
That was a very public forum. I liked it. I was like, wow.
It was good.
I suddenly feel everybody's looking at me. Hello.
Did I make you self-conscious? I'm sorry.
It made me happy. I felt honored.
Okay.
I was very
Good.
excited to be there.
Good. Good.
Sharing the love.
But that was a really great trip just overall. I don't know how was it for you guys? Was it really excellent, or was it just kind of like meh?
Oh no, it was fantastic.
BlizzCon being meh is still pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah. Which is actually really surprising. Who would have thought? It's like last year was kind of meh, but at the same time, I had a really great time seeing everybody. This year, it was like just phenomenal, and I again had a really great time seeing everybody. So it's just one of those get-togethers that is always it's a blast, no matter who you run into.
Yeah.
How many have you been to?
Oh,
Ben,
geez.
how many have you been to? Like
6
all of them?
7?
Oh, you've been to
Something
all
like
of them.
well, John, you and I went to. I think our first one was what, the third one?
Yes, that sounds right.
Yeah, and so from the third one on, I've been to every one except for one of them.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's awesome. John, how was yours? Was it good?
Oh, it was so great. It might have been my favorite BlizzCon. It felt really crazy in a lot of ways because it was my busiest BlizzCon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've had years where I've gone and just been like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just wander around, I guess. This year was the exact opposite of that, but I absolutely loved every bit of it. So much fun. It was the first year where I was like, this could go another day. Mm-hmm. I feel like I haven't gotten to spend nearly enough time with the people I would like to spend time with, so I would be good with another day of this, but we had a ton of fun. BlizzCon was great. We did Disneyland right after BlizzCon, and that was amazing. So it's just
I missed out on that. I missed out on that because Saturday night was not well, actually, it wasn't a bad night at all, but it wasn't my greatest night as far as like being able to wake up the next day.
Right.
Because I ended up passing out, and then I woke up at like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow!
And I was like, "Whoa!" Number one, when did I go to bed? Number two, I don't remember last night. Number three, why am I still wearing all my clothes?
Well, no, that's a good thing. That's
yeah, which is why it was the third thing. It wasn't the first thing. It wasn't like, why am I totally naked? And, it's like, then that would be the first question.
And why am I lying next to this fountain?
Why am I at the Blizzard campus and right next to the orc statue? What's going on there?
Why is the orc statue smoking?
And why is that security guard looking at me?
Why does he want me to give him an autograph? I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But yeah, so Sunday was not my best day, that's for sure. But at least I didn't have to go anywhere. So that was good. So Disney was good. Mm-hmm. The con was good. Everything was just awesome this year. And I don't know exactly. Do you guys have a favorite portion of BlizzCon? I mean, for me, it's just like meeting everybody. But
yeah,
I know that's kind of a cop out at the same time because it's like, oh, that's what everybody says.
Well, it's a cop out that the three of us can all share. So
yeah, but it's true. I mean, that's kind of the universally accepted, like, this is BlizzCon. Mm-hmm. It's meeting people, seeing everybody. But I think this year felt very different because it was the year of all things Blizzard. It wasn't the let's come and talk about World of Warcraft. It was let's come and talk about everything we're working on. And it's the first year I cared about the esports really passionately as well. And I was so excited about everything that I felt like there was too much to even do. And I was going home back to the hotel from the con, and I was like, oh, I gotta pull up the VODs and watch what happened because I need to see this stuff. So I was watching it at the con and then watching it back at the hotel and passing out in front of my laptop. So it was fantastic. I just really, really loved this year.
So did you guys get to go to the Heroes stuff, the play and like the championship stuff? And did you go to the championship or just to some of the games or what?
So this is actually kind of funny. Second day of BlizzCon, I was like, I'm going to spend all day watching Heroes of the Storm. That's the plan. That's where I'm going to be. I go in. I am sitting front row for the esports stage, directly in front of the trophy that they're all playing to win.
Oh, nice.
And so I start texting everybody. I'm like, I got the best seats in the world. You guys got to get here. You're not going to believe how good these seats are. And everybody slept in because everybody was up late.
Yeah, right.
And so everybody's like, okay, hold them. But you can't hold seats that good because, first of all, they're the most sought after seats. Second of all, Blizzard doesn't want their big esports tournament to have a bunch of empty seats in the front row because people are going to eventually show up. So one by one, all of those seats filled in. Crap. So it ended up being me and Mick Montgomery. He was the person I knew up there.
Cool.
And that was when they had all their technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So I ended up sitting there for like 3 hours and no games were played.
Yeah.
And then eventually Scott showed up with his family and I was like, oh, are you here? And he's like, yeah, I have a seat back here if you want, And I was like, well, and by that time Mick had left, so I didn't know anybody around me. I was like, all right, well, I'd rather have not as good a seats next to people I know than really great seats all by myself. So went back and sat with him and watched, I think, 2 games, and then we had to go do other things, and that was it. That was all I got to be there for.
Yeah. Those technical difficulties were horrible. They were just, they were so bad.
Really bad.
It's like people were sitting for 3 hours plus, just like hanging out, and then they would, try to kill time by bringing out somebody else talking about something you didn't give a rip about, and it was like, okay, great, thanks.
Those poor commentators, they tried
I
so
know.
hard.
Oh my God. And like, I saw Gilly, who was one of the commentators, and she was like the color person. She would just come in every once in a while. And she was like, oh my God, I hate this so much. I was like seeing her off on the side, and she was just like muttering to some people that were working the stage. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe this is actually happening. What am I supposed to do here? I'm watching everybody friggin' drown out here. And so she was kind of, maybe she wasn't exactly like that, but that's my paraphrase of what she was doing. And then she would get in front of the camera and she'd go, yeah, and smile. And, and do her shtick. And she's like, I'm getting paid to smile. Let's do this thing. So, yeah, it was pretty funny.
You knew it was a problem when they were commentating eating breakfast in the manner of, like, esports. Or it was like, and the eggs are moving in. We got the eggs. We're having the eggs. We're going to move over to the hash browns. The hash browns are going in. He's going for the bacon. I was like, we have turned a corner here this morning.
Yeah, but, it showed that they picked the right people because, normal geeks and nerds, they're totally going to do something like that anyway. So, it was perfect and fitting, and everybody was happy.
They did a fine job with what they had.
It's just tough to watch sometimes when you don't have the action that you expect. And all that kind of jazz. So it's like, okay, all right, let's get everything nailed down. Let's get all the tech stuff done beforehand. What do you say, guys? Let's maybe work on that for next year, for next BlizzCon.
It's like all it was someone walking backstage, tripped over a cord, which unplugged something. They plugged it in somewhere else, and then they had to trace everything.
And everything just shut down, and they went, "Oh my God, what did Bill do?"
I'm on break.
The weirdest part of the whole thing was having the cameraman, because they had a guy who was dedicated to filming right in front of the trophy, because every now and then they would have to do that. Let's cut back and look at the trophy, make sure it's still here. And so that guy, he's basically sitting right next to me, and he even said, like, occasionally I'm going to sit in your lap, and I was like, okay, I hope you're kidding, but... Fine.
Occasionally, I'll grab your ass. How's that sound?
We've worked out this partnership. We're gonna work together.
Right.
And so for some reason, he turned around. And he's like, "Hey, you guys are in my shot a lot, so I'm gonna let you know what's going on." I was like, I don't follow that logic. I don't see how those two are correlated at all.
Well, he needed something to talk about, too.
Yeah, I guess he was just bored. Later, he got, like, chicken nuggets or something and was sitting down. I was like, this is going to be a long wait. The camera guy's eating chicken nuggets.
It's a union break. It was a union thing. I'm on my 10. I have 10 minutes. It's like, time for some nuggets.
The next time they cut to the trophy, can it look like I'm just trying to steal it? And then I got caught, and then I ran away.
Come into frame.
Yeah, slow, very, very slowly. Just
well, the other bad thing is because I'm the guy right in front of the trophy, everybody wants their picture with the trophy. And so everybody
wanted their picture with you.
And they're like,
oh, no, they wanted you to take the picture.
Could you take our picture, please? Yep. There you go. Could you get another one? Yep. There you go.
Just say, where's your selfie stick? Mock them.
Oh, I saw somebody nearly biff it at BlizzCon because of a selfie stick.
Oh, do tell.
Yes, please.
They were deciding. I don't know. There's a whole row of people, and I don't know if they were. I think they were from Korea because they seemed really excited about esports. So clearly not from America. Right. And so,
nobody from America is that excited about esports. Nope.
So they're all standing in front of the stage, and this girl gets up on the chair, and she's standing on the chair with a selfie stick, and she's trying to extend it far enough away so she can get her and everybody, and she's doing it, and over she starts to go. And the best part is she's trying to get a picture with like 12 people, and all at once you have 12 people go,
I think I know who you're talking about, actually. I think I know, because I think I was sitting next to them for a little bit because they were very, very excited. And it was this group of about a dozen folks, and they were just super excited, and they were like taking all sorts of selfies and weird stuff. I think I left before that happened, but I saw stuff that was going to occur like that. It's very, very familiar to me. So maybe it's the same people, maybe it's different people. I don't know, but
well, you would hope they would have learned their lesson. But
well, Pat, are you sure that you didn't get up and like walk down the aisle to get past and accidentally bump her? So you didn't see it.
No, they were like in the middle of everything, as far as I recall. They were like in the middle of the rows and stuff like that, and they were just extremely excited. This big group of folks,
it's just
and they
not
were
a
just
good idea.
No, standing on stuff is not. No. I've learned my lesson.
That's courting danger, as it turns out.
It really is.
My favorite guy. I should stop telling stories about BlizzCon, but my favorite guy was, we're waiting for the opening ceremonies to start, and I look over to the left of me, and there's a guy playing Heroes of the Storm on his laptop.
Nice.
And I was just like, you know what? I admire your dedication that you're just like, they're about to tell you about all this new stuff, and he's just like, I don't care. I gotta play Heroes right now.
I don't care. I should have gone to one of the PlayStations over in the other, in Hall B or whatever it was. But nope. I'll just bring my laptop. Yeah, that's dedication, man.
Although I feel bad for his team because he's playing on convention Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Actually, the convention Wi-Fi wasn't bad this year.
It was actually really good this year. I can't even fault it. It was pretty
2 years ago when I went, it was absolute horse crap and couldn't do anything. So I just turned off Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you couldn't even get an actual signal in 2 years ago.
No. Well, it's like it would read it just enough so that it would throw off your phone, so that like your phone would like go, I'm waiting for Wi-Fi. Come back in 5 hours, please. Yeah. So, yeah.
Pat, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Ben, this question also applies to you, but I used Pat as my segue. So
yay! I get to talk.
Wow.
All right. Here's my question.
Yeah.
Right now we're at the holiday season.
It's the holiday season.
That's the one. You got it. Keep going.
Yeah. That's all I got.
This is gonna get better. So classing up the joint. So holiday season means sales.
Sales.
There's lots of sales going on. You got Heroes of the Storm, 50% off everything.
Yeah.
Even new characters and stuff, which is fantastic.
They got new skins and the holiday skins and stuff like that too, right?
Yeah. It's all good stuff. Yeah. You've got a very weird sale for Hearthstone. Which kind of questionable what they did there, but that's fine.
What
is the sale? Did they revive the $50 50 pack thing?
Yeah, 50 classic packs for $50.
Ooh.
Which seems a little weird. It doesn't really seem like a sale. It just seems like, hey, this is clearance.
Right.
Every digital 1 and 0 must go.
We got all this stock in the back. We're pricing it to go.
Right.
And there was a select mounts and pets sale in WoW. And I remember reading about that, and I remember thinking, okay, that's interesting. And I opened up the store, and it occurred to me that every time I open the store window in WoW, I feel like I'm blowing the dust off of it when I open it up. I feel like I'm never really that interested about what's in there. I never really look at what's in there. Sometimes I'm even surprised by what's in there. I'm like, when did that exist? When is that a thing? There was a certain purple magic kitty that people got very excited about.
Disco kitty, yeah.
I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on the Blizzard store with regards to, do you think it's something that they should lean more into? Do you think this thing should expand? Is there a place for it in a game that you pay $15 a month for? Or do you think they're kind of treating it as well as it should be at this point?
Well, I think they should actually, take a cue from their other games, right? So, I mean, right now you got pets and mounts, which is cool because they help you showcase, your personality or whatever to the rest of the WoW players as best you can anyway. And why not take it a step further and do transmog items? Like cool ones, though. I mean, not like just regular, oh, hey, here's, a level 1 grunt. No, not that.
What about those helms that they had?
Yeah, I mean, they did have hats, right?
But
they tried that out.
I don't think you can even get those in store. Like, I still think you have to buy those from the website. I think.
Oh, yeah,
maybe.
I think you're right.
Maybe. But I think that they could go there with store items, and I think that they probably should, because that makes sense to me. I mean, what would you, for those guys that don't want to grind out gear, like especially transmog gear, why not offer up tier sets on a regular basis, regular enough so that you go, okay, you know what, this month we're featuring tier 2,
right?
Or some kind of lost tier. Because wasn't there like 2.5 or something like that? There was something early on where they took a tier out.
Yeah, it was the Nax one.
There was that dungeon set, though. There was that because you could get like the Shadowcraft armor, but then you could do a bunch of quest stuff, and you could get Shadowcraft 2.0 or whatever it was, where it was a recoloration of the same armor.
Well, can't you get all that at the Darkmoon Fair?
You can, but the Darkmoon Fair is a bad place for bad people.
And some people don't want to grind it out, no matter what it is. Like, have I been to the Darkmoon Fair in the last 2 years? Probably not. So,
See, Pat,
maybe every once in a while, but yeah, shady folks hang out there, and I know stay away from shady folks. That's what my grandma always said. So, I kind of paid attention to that one thing.
She would know.
Maybe, yeah. And she said, Darkmoon Fair, shady people.
What is that supposed to mean, Ben? She would know.
She has life experience. She's wise.
Okay.
Jeez, John, what are you thinking?
I don't know.
She's been around. She's been around the block. I mean, she's old enough to have been around the block.
Look, I'm not saying your grandma's a carny, but she has life experience.
She had all of her fingers and toes.
Teeth?
Well, let's not push it.
Well, old age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
Ben, what about you? What do you think about the store? Would you like to see an expanded store?
Well, first of all, I'd like Pat's idea of like putting, tier sets or something in there, because I would pay for the Paladin Judgment set, because I don't want to grind out all of that crap. Because, I don't like going in Blackwing Lair. I don't like that place. Anyways, that's a really cool idea. I do enjoy that. As for expanding it more, it needs to get to the point where it actually takes gold as well as cash, I think.
Sure.
Look at it like Heroes. Heroes has, skins and everything like that you can't buy with gold, but you can get the heroes for gold. It's one of those things where in-game currency is something that they're always looking for gold sinks for. I think that would be perfect. There's some mounts that I don't have from the store because, okay, does anybody really ride the goat?
I don't think I have the goat.
I don't have the goat.
Yeah, I don't either. There's a reason for that. But it's like, I don't want to pay cash for that, even at half price. No. Someone like Mark Honan may actually drop gold or cash on it because, he's a huge mount collector and everything. Mm-hmm. If I absolutely need it to get an achievement or something, sure, but I still don't want to pay the cash for it.
I still wouldn't. Even for an achievement, I wouldn't do that.
Just because of the goat?
You know what? No, I'm cool with achievements, actually. I'm fine with it. I don't need a goat. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, if they added gold to it or something, especially since you can access it in-game, I think that's perfect. Adding the hats to the in-game store makes sense to me because, you think that you'd want to be able to see what you actually look like with it on. Although I still think the hats are kind of dumb, but...
I think the ones...
And way too expensive.
Yeah,
don't forget about that.
It's definitely that.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, do you think
$15 for a hat?
Yeah, not so much.
Ugh.
Or a month of WoW.
That's more than this hat cost.
Right.
And
you wear that more often.
I could get a real hat for 10 or less if I go to the right store.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the wrong hat. That's
Oh, does that hat make you have a skeleton face? I think not. So good day, sir.
I got my hat for 50 cents.
Look, my hat can be on fire if I want it to be in real life, and I didn't have to spend $15 for it.
Right.
Fortunately, it's disposable at that point, but still. Yeah, okay. Do you think that that's actually kind of a failed thing that they added since they haven't put any more in?
I think it failed, but I think it failed for... I don't know if they've interpreted the right information from it. Mm-hmm. So I've always been concerned about Blizzard that when they decide to do an experiment. Because sometimes I feel like they do good experiments, but they don't get the right results. So they put these hats out. $15, you buy a hat. And I don't think it sold well. I think it sold poorly. And I think they said, well, people just aren't interested in transmoggable hats for sale. That's not what they should take from that story.
That's not true. Yeah.
What they should take from that story is people aren't interested in paying $15 for a transmoggable hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Especially when there's so many more that you can transmog.
And when they introduced it, I think everybody in the podcasting world said $15 is too much. And yet I still know people that paid it. So I mean, I
got
do
it
know.
when it was on sale.
I
have
do know
two of
people that paid full price for all 3 hats, Darius, and and guess what? He doesn't wear them anymore. And I'm like, you should just tag it on some alts and just so that you're using them occasionally. I don't know.
John, did you just say that you have 2 of them?
Yeah, I have 2 of them.
How? You went on this huge tirade of never buy this because you want to tell Blizzard with your money or lack thereof that this is a bad idea. How have you bought 2?
They were on some sort of super sale, so I decided to tell Blizzard with my money that if you put these out at the right price, even Angry John will buy them. I tried to educate them. I tried to tell them
with economics.
I tried to tell them what I hoped they would learn.
Right.
I would love to be able to buy transmoggable things.
You know
I
what?
tried to tell them with
money.
economics and science.
I bet you they would have learned if you bought all 3.
I'm not going to buy 3. 2 was pushing it. I was like, the Frost one, I was like, yeah, that'd look real cool on my Death Knight.
Actually, I think Ben makes a lot of sense on this one. I think maybe you should go and rethink that 3rd hat.
But now I'd have to pay full price for it, and that's sending the wrong message.
I mean, you got the other 2 for a good deal.
Just
think of all that savings.
Someone's sitting at Blizzard watching, and it's like, he bought the 3rd one. He bought the 3rd one. He has all of them now.
We learned something.
They have a
idea.
panel with 3 lights, and right now only 2 of them are lit, and they're just like this all day.
Is the bulb burnt out? Did we check that?
I do think that they actually probably learned something from that. Number one, they learned not to do $15 for hats, and so that's why we haven't seen any more of those. But I think it was because I actually went to Blizzard right after that. We did a little tour over there, and we kind of talked to some of the guys about the hats, and they said, you know what, everything that we do when we do things at the store or whatever, especially when it's like a big thing like that, we take the data and we just kind of say, okay, is this something we can repeat? Is this something that we need to change for later? Is this something that we need to think about more? And obviously they said, we need to think about this more because they didn't do it again. But I really do think that if they were going to do transmoggable gear, they should do entire armor sets, and it should be for the same price as Heroes skin for Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. You know, something like $5 for even like old tier pieces. It's fine.
You know what they could even do? There's a lot of items in this game that personally I think look really good, or at least would match well with cool outfits that people are putting together that are white quality items and therefore not transmoggable. Put some of those on there. Say, hey, give us $1 and we'll give you a version of this typically, non-transmoggable item. We'll get you a transmog version. You can use that. It'll unlock in the new transmog tool or whatever. You got it, and there you go. Because there's a set of leather armor. I think it's in the first little city hub you come to in the Blood Elf area. Looks super cool, and there's no armor in the game like it. Makes you look like a Final Fantasy character almost. So I don't know why I think it looks cool, but for whatever reason I like it.
So it's made of belts.
Yeah, it is made of belts. You're spot on. Actually.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And it's got kind of it almost looks like board shorts for pants. It's great. I like it. So I don't know. I think that kind of thing would be cool. And that's the thing is I look at the Heroes store and I'm like, man, there's so much cool stuff. And they've gotten their money out of me there. Real bad.
Yep. Well, and that's and the other thing too is that they also have to balance between that and the sub price, right? So they're trying to figure out what the balance is between what the store is and what comes with the sub, so to speak. So maybe that's part of the consideration as well.
Well, okay. The only thing that I worry about with that point, or at that point, is if they start making new sets that aren't available, like just through grinding and everything like that, are they going to be so much higher quality that people are going to complain in that sense? Because I know that when the Mount Store first came out, a lot of people were worried that they were going to put so much time and effort into those because they actually got an extra bit of money for it versus what's actually in game. And arguably, you could say that some of the pets look way better and like much more higher res than anything that's available just playing the game.
Sure, but part of that is that they've made improvements to graphics over time.
True.
So, I mean, you can't fault them completely. They're just kind of moving with the tech, right? So, I wouldn't say that the pets being better now is because they're selling them. I think maybe it helps. It doesn't hurt anything, that's for sure. But I mean, we also have the moose mount, which you can only get in game. You can't get that in the store, and that looks phenomenal. So it's great.
It's I think there's a balance. I think people would be upset no matter what.
Well,
because
that's a given.
Like something in the store, there's always that stigma, and I fall victim to it from time to time too. Of I pay you $15 a month, I should have access to the content of the game.
Right.
If you want to give me this game for free and then say, here's how you're paying us to continue to give you content, then that's another story. But so it's a tough balance. If it and as you all know, I've talked about it on the show, the one period of time where I belligerently unsubbed from the game and said, I'm done with you, WoW. I'm gonna come back eventually, but not for a while, was because they were putting no new content out in the game, and then they put something in the store, and that was like the last straw for me. I was like, you're not.
When was that?
That was in the middle of Siege of Orgrimmar, that 1 year period, and then they added, I think it was the Grinning Reaver mount or whatever it is, whatever it was to the store, and I just was like, nope. You can't write a single quest to attach that to and give people something new to do in the game at all in this year.
It's so hard. It's so hard during those lull periods to not, especially if you're like a WoW lover. Like, I mean, you know, if you've been playing WoW forever and you really love the game and you're super passionate about it, and you have like all these, nostalgic memories of days gone by and stuff like that, and then you see something that just like snaps you. I mean, it's hard not to go, you have betrayed me. How dare you betray me? I'm gonna betray you right back. And then you just quit, and then you just unsub. I'm done. And then after a few days, you go, you know what? I still love you, WoW.
Right. I ultimately denied them about $30. Sure, they're really broken up about it.
Well, you bought those hats that help compensate that.
Right. They're like, ooh, we lost that $30. At least we got it back in hats.
Yeah. That's right.
It's funny that you say that, Pat. I recently had something that did the exact opposite effect of that. So I was kind of slowing down with WoW for a bit. I still log in. I have a couple mounts that I, farm for and everything like that. I raid. But, my time was kind of just slowly being drawn to other stuff.
Sure.
And then I logged in on Wednesday, and holy crap, I get Christmas trees and stuff in my garrison. I'm spending so much time in there. I'm like decorating and getting everything done. I actually upgraded 3 of my hundreds, their garrisons fully to level 3, because I can do the quests on them, get the stuff and send it to my main, and then boom, full garrison decorations.
Nice. Yeah, that was actually a good plan by Blizz to put it in the garrison and say, you know what, let's just have some fun with this. We know that people kind of are, some people are a little bitter about garrisons.
But now it's festive, so it's fun.
But now, you can change it and you can have some fun with it. And I think that's what garrisons should have always been. Yeah, should have always been something just fun, cosmetic, play around with it as much as you want, paint the walls, who cares, and, figure out a way to do it. But yeah.
Yep. And now the fact that the Horde is in Frostfire and there's snow totally works. It's great.
This is the one time it actually works.
Exactly. I'm like, there's a Christmas tree right there. There's a pile of snow. I've got little like Santa's helpers running around, and guess what? My Pandaren guards, they're in like Santa outfits. This is great.
The moment we've been waiting for has finally arrived.
I'm not taking those decorations down for a while.
Not until they make you.
Yeah.
Which should be fairly soon, actually. It'll be sooner than you think.
Say goodbye to it, Ben.
Well, I still have my Halloween ones on Airy Peak still up for a while. I'm like,
Speaking of things that are going away soon, did everybody get to look at the lightsabers? That was a pretty cool thing.
That was awesome.
That was really neat. That was really cool. So in Stormwind and in Orgrimmar, the guards, it was only certain guards, right? Is it the guys that give you directions to places?
I think so.
Yeah.
Just those guys that had the lightsaber swords. It was pretty cool.
It was
were all the Orgrimmar guards? Did they all have like orange?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then all the Stormwind ones have blue.
Yep.
Right.
So it's very festive.
I don't like what that's implying, but it's fine.
It's very festive.
Well, John, orange isn't red. It's okay.
Well, that's true. That's okay.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Adding to that, have you guys been to YouTube today?
No, why? What's going on?
Check
on
out the
YouTube?
volume bar. It's a lightsaber. When you mouse over it, it ignites the lightsaber sound.
Oh,
and
God.
if you turn the sound up and down, it waves the lightsaber noise. Then when you move your mouse off of it, it's
Hold on.
it's so great.
I'm doing important works right now.
Yeah. Right. All right. I got.
Also, the progress bar is lit
Wait a
up
minute.
blue,
Mine's
too.
not doing any of that.
Oh, that's a bummer, because mine was.
Do I have to watch
Mine is-
somebody else's?
I don't think so.
Mine isn't
doesn't-
doing that either.
You've turned this show into a
You've
show of
lied to
lies.
Ben, you lied.
Maybe it has to
No.
be a Star Wars related thing.
I'm watching a Star Wars related video.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
mean,
no,
it's
it's
not
working
official.
for me.
What?
Have you guys seen Star Wars?
Yep.
We have.
Yeah, it's totally
Okay.
working for me.
I saw Star Wars today too, and I didn't know that she's Luke's sister. That's amazing to me. I was watching. What?
You're
It's-
trolling so bad, Pat. People are
It's-
gonna believe that is the problem.
Well,
You're gonna
no, it's
freak
true.
It's Star Wars. It's Star Wars 6, right? I mean, this is what we're all celebrating.
No, we're working on Roman numerals, Pat. Remember,
It's VI. Wait, how many I's are there in the new one?
there's two I's in the new one. You're thinking of the one with VI.
Oh crap!
That-
I'm missing an I.
yeah, that one's
Whoops.
Return of the Jedi.
Oh, well, that's another I, so that should work.
Speaking of that, this is a good moment to let everybody know. Ben and I could not decide what we were going to do for our holiday episode next week. We typically try to do something dumb or at least something fun. We couldn't decide what we wanted to do, but we do want to talk about Star Wars. So we've decided that next week for our holiday episode is going to be us spoiling the hell out of that movie. So make sure, and we will give warnings on that episode, but make sure you only listen to it if you have seen the movie.
But here's something interesting. Did you know that Pepe here, our friend Pepe,
Yeah.
and BB-8 are actually cousins? They're identical cousins.
I can
Really?
see that.
Just letting you know.
I can see it.
Just letting you know. That's a spoiler. That maybe it's behind the scenes thing. I'm not sure.
You know what weirded me out? Okay, so it's funny because the whole point of us doing this episode was so we wouldn't talk about it on the show. Episodes, but I'm going to talk about it. You know what weirded me out was that Bill Hader was the voice of BB-8.
What?
Wow. I had no idea.
Okay.
Bill Hader.
He pops up in the weirdest places.
He really does.
Like,
He's a great
hello.
voice actor.
His
He's
skill.
well, yeah. He does have some skills.
Oh, you
He's
know.
a goofball.
Okay, I can swing it back around actually. So
Okay.
when I went to the theater today,
It's a little personal, but
Yeah.
good to know what you can do.
yeah, went back to the theater today. I watched Star Wars in IMAX 3D, and
Okay.
one of the previews was actually the Warcraft preview, but in IMAX 3D.
Ooh.
From what I saw in the preview, though, I don't know if I want to see that in 3D. I don't know if it was just the angle that I was at or something, but everything looked really flat. Like it didn't have the normal... Well, okay, it didn't have the good 3D processing added to it, where everything actually looks like it's real in there. It looked like, like a flat surface like diorama or something.
Question.
Yes.
Are you 100% sure they showed you the 3D version of the trailer?
Well, the trailer was in 3D.
That's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
It said it was in 3D?
Okay, they had the whole IMAX, put on your 3D glasses now thing.
Okay.
And then they showed more trailers, the Warcraft one being like the second or third one after that, and there was depth to the screen. So pretty sure it was a 3D trailer.
All right. Maybe they just didn't want to freak people out.
Maybe. Those orcs are going to hop off the screen at us.
I was talking to somebody today about, so I'm just going to do a little bit of a throwback. This has nothing to do with Warcraft. This has nothing to do with Star Wars. It's just about 3D movies. Okay, so when I was a kid, we didn't have the 3D movies like now. I mean, we had the red and blue glasses thing that you had to wear at the theater. And like, you know, I remember going to this theater. I was a little tiny kid, and it was Vincent Price. It was a Vincent Price movie, and it was just this guy like playing paddleball. Was the 3D kicker? That was the gimmick for the movie that I remember. And I'm like going, paddleball, ooh, scary! What a freaky 3D thing to throw at me. Thanks a lot, guys. You know, and I'm like, going to a 3D movie today is a lot different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot better.
Well,
so
it's funny. There's. Have you ever heard of a Spike and Mike's Sick and Twisted animation?
Oh yeah,
festival? Yeah. Have you
seen?
seen?
That's where I first learned about Tenacious D.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen Here Comes Dr. Tran?
No,
Oh,
I have not.
It's fantastic. Gonna spoil one little joke in there for you.
Go for it.
At the animation festival, there's a big, huge deal about when the films was in 3D and everything, and you know, so they're handing out the glasses, and everybody's all excited for it and stuff. So then goes through, you know, here's this cartoon, this one, and everything, and then all of a sudden it's you know, Dr. Tran comes on, and you've got to watch that. It is absolutely hysterical. But then at one point, all of a sudden it turns to, okay, audience, put on your 3D glasses now. It's like, and then you put them on, and then Dr. Tran's just kind of standing there. He goes, ah! And then, take off your 3D glasses now.
That's funny.
Absolutely great.
Is it full on Dr. Tran or is it Dr. Tran?
Dr.Tran.
Okay, I'm just making sure that I got it right. So I'm gonna just put it in my search engine, and then we'll just kind of figure it out from there.
And then you can watch it with a cool lightsaber volume bar.
Yeah, apparently
that's right.
You have to choose your site on Google.com to get the volume bar changed.
I did it,
Oh.
and now I'm good to go.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I got to change that then.
I'll let you all try and figure out which side I picked.
Light side.
Dark side.
One of you is right.
Thank you.
But let's talk about WoW.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was my transition. Like it?
Sure.
So good.
That was perfect.
That was great.
Surprising, even.
You know.
Surprising. Yeah.
Just pulling it back. I don't have anything. Actually, I do.
Yeah.
I am really finally... So it's funny. We all know I was not way into Tanan Jungle when it was released as content. I was kind of like, all right, cool, there it is. Later.
Sure.
But I got to tell you, now that I'm trying to get my rogue all caught up in things, I'm finally gaining an appreciation for that zone, and starting to kind of learn to appreciate the mechanics that Blizzard puts in to get your characters caught up. Because I went from this rogue that was getting beaten up by lowly enemies wandering around like little plant monsters, and I had to be like, don't fight me, plant monsters, I'm actually very weak and fragile, to
Sure.
now I feel pretty decked out, and I'm feeling pretty strong in that game right now. The only thing that I would say that I wish, I love that they put this content in the game as far as getting people caught up, but I think, did either of you feel bored with it on your main tune? Did you feel like that content was actually compelling on your mains? Or are you guys kind of like me where it's only really when it comes to alts that you enjoy it?
I found it completely worthless for my main. I was just like, I'll do some of it, but I'm not going to do all of it. And, you know, screw it. Because I was doing, before Hellfire Citadel came out, I was doing some mythic stuff in the previous raid. So
Right.
basically at item level 700 or whatever, and that was well above any of the items you could get in Tanan at the time. Now they bumped it up a little bit, so you can actually get, I think it's up to 695 eye level. So it works out really, really well for alts. But for my main, no, I was pretty much done with it when I started. So
yeah, I only did it just for flying. That's all the Tanan I did, really. Even getting like different gear drops and stuff like that. I mean, I sent stuff to all my different alts, and I'm not taking them through there. Partly because they're completely undergeared for it, because they walk in, they will die, and that's just not fun to me. Fighting tooth and claw to kill one tiny thing so that you can actually continue on in the zone. It doesn't make sense for me. Early on, when I was actually farming it and trying to get oil and everything like that, I'm like, okay, whatever. As soon as I got flying, I only went back there to get the medallions or to try and get the mounts off those 4 different mobs that spawn. And then since I've gotten all the mounts, I haven't gone back again.
I think you've kind of just nailed it. Like, to me, it felt like on my main that the only reason I was there was to gather materials and to grind reps, which are by no means the most exciting parts of WoW. What do you think they could do to make those sorts of areas that are designed to be these cool catch-up mechanics for lower level or undergeared characters to make it more compelling for higher levels? Is there a way to draw people in with that?
Did they do that with Timeless Isle at all? I think that's the question to me, because it seems like a lot of people, you can make the obvious comparison between Timeless Isle and Tanan Jungle, same type of thing, and I think that a lot of people thought, at least initially, when I was talking to people, they thought Timeless Isle was better.
You know what? Here's the funny thing. I was not a fan of Timeless Isle, because for me, there was nothing there except for just grinding to kill crap, and that's it.
Sure.
When I took my alts through there, I enjoyed it more because, hey, I'm actually getting gear this entire time as I'm getting the umpteen billion treasure chest. So I was able to do something for them. Granted, it still wasn't a whole lot because I'm just getting a thing and running away and hoping I don't die from all the elites that are around. In Tanan, you can get gear. It happens. It drops off of things. You can use Apexis crystals, which, it's just raining from the sky everywhere.
Yeah.
So you can buy stuff and get upgrades and stuff that way. But it didn't have the same pull that Timeless Isle did. And I think a big part of it is that everything that you got from Timeless Isle was account bound. Whereas the only stuff that is baleful that's account bound in Tanan is nothing unless you buy it or you get it from your shipyard missions.
Yeah.
Everything else that's actually a drop is for your character that you're currently on. So for me, someone who was kind of raiding, definitely not mythic, but I was still raiding. If I got an upgrade, it was few and far between.
Right.
I would love to see them find a way to take what they did with 5.1, tell this super interesting, compelling story that is maybe the main draw for getting your mains through there, and find a way to use that to help add and support the alts. And make a cool area around that for them to go through and experience as well. But to me, I think there needs to be that's something that is compelling, that pulls your main character through too. Because I really didn't appreciate this zone until just now. And now I'm like, oh man, what a nice, useful catch-up mechanic this is. I feel bad I spent so much time not liking this place.
Oh no, you should.
I still don't think it's perfect. I liked the Timeless Isle method a lot better. But I think this place is pretty good. And
they also had that special boss in Timeless Isle, right? So you could go across the bridge and kill the dude and whatever. So that was kind of cool as well. And then plus they had that where you could fight the 4 celestial guys, and that was pretty cool. That was interesting, and it was safe a little bit for those guys that just wanted to watch.
Right.
Exactly.
And it was, and yet for those guys that were fighting, it was somewhat challenging, at least at first.
That's a good point. Like, you could take a fresh, level 90 down there and run across a path, not get attacked by anything, see people fighting it, go in, help, probably die 8 times, but help, and potentially get a really nice upgrade for yourself. And that's cool. If you want to go fight Kha'Zix, you have to go up a hill of things that you're never going to be able to solo.
Yeah, even if you are able to get the quest to get past the things that you can't solo, there's still more that you have to be lucky to avoid, or take your time to meticulously get there.
It was easy to do as a rogue.
Yeah.
But that's the best I can say.
Right.
So I think that I'm sure Blizzard has a fear of feeling like they're just giving people something for nothing, but I feel like that was the big differentiator between Timeless Isle and Tanan, was that I felt like it was a little more alt-friendly with this. It feels like a good catch-up mechanic, but like Ben was saying, I don't think you can take somebody who's a fresh 100 and just say, well, I'll just head into Tanan. I think you're going to get worked pretty hard if you try it.
Right. Well, and maybe they were trying to do too much stuff with it too, because I mean, not only is Tanan Jungle, a catch-up mechanic, overall in the game, but there's also a raid zone. There's also all these other places that are way too tough. So I don't know. Maybe they're trying to do too much with it, made it too big, made it too involved, or something like that. I don't know, but it definitely didn't feel fun.
Yeah.
It felt. I mean, at least not on my main. It didn't feel like fun. It felt like work.
Well, let me ask you. Oh, sorry.
No,
it looked like you had another thought that
no,
you're just.
Go ahead.
You're like,
go ahead.
Okay.
Whatever.
So they've done Tanan. They did Timeless Isle last expansion. Do you think that this is a trend that is going to be continuing for expansions in the future, where they have a whole zone that's dedicated to quote unquote catching up?
I hope so. But I hope it's kind of like, I hope it's more like, I don't know, like Mario or something. I mean, like just something fun, right? I mean,
something
you want it to be like,
parky.
So, yeah, kind of like rainbows and and clouds and whatever. I mean, I don't know what it is, but what the Warcraft version of that is.
So
but I think it should be something. I think it should be, like whimsical and fun and cool, and like that's a great place for jumping puzzles. Not out in the main world, Blizzard. Jerks. And then and like not like, this is the place where you should have a lot of fun getting stuff, and where you should want to play, not where you want to slog through and kind of like get beat up as you kind of try to progress through this island. I mean, some people find that fun. That's cool, but my kind of fun is rainbows and treasures and gold coins and that type of thing. So Sonic the Hedgehog meets Mario. How about that?
Like Firelands kind of felt like that to me.
Do you mean the raid or the daily hub?
Well, the daily stuff. So this is where I think you can have a lot of fun with it, and you can do like a Plants versus Zombies type of thing that they've done before, and you can do the celestial battles, and you can do all these different things, but make it in a fun kind of very alt-friendly way,
right? And
have it be kind of separate from everything else and be cool. And I wouldn't put a raid zone there.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Just that's a place for you to go and hang out with your alts, as opposed to trying to progress them through stuff.
Or have fun with your main. It doesn't really matter. It's just a place to take a break and kind of do something maybe a little bit different from what you normally do in WoW, which is grind.
Right.
So
they can bring bombing runs back.
Yeah, bombing runs.
Whatever happened to those?
I love those. I still just go out to Hellfire and just, bombing runs.
Back in the day when the constant joke at BlizzCon was, we're going to make all dailies bombing runs because that's the only one you guys care about.
I love bombing. Actually, the things when you were leveling, when you were first got into Warlords, you had to get up on top of that big construct and then bomb the hell out of the guys that were, coming in to kill you. And that was a lot of fun too. Do stuff like that. Do a shooting gallery. I mean, you could kind of Darkmoon Fair it up a little bit, you know, make it kind of more interesting. So
yeah, but of course you always want to make sure that you have it available and stuff. Otherwise, John's going to complain, and as we all know, John likes to complain about Darkmoon Fair.
It's a bad place for bad people.
Well, and that's why I'm saying if you have a different place other than Darkmoon Fair with some of these kind of more fun elements, maybe the riffraff will remain in Darkmoon Fair, but everybody else can still have fun, you know.
Yeah, Darkmoon Fair is a hive of scum and villainy. We know this. You go there, sure, they've got old armor sets, but can you really trust them? Is that a reputable merchant?
There's a guy that's wanted in 12 systems over there.
Yeah.
It
has the death sentence even.
I'll be careful.
Right. You'll be dead. Don't go to the Darkmoon Fair, Ben. It's awful. It's an awful place, and you know you've got carnies and goblins and other
weird Ewoks and weird.
Yeah,
it's just strangeness.
It's a terrible place, and you know, sure, you got a pet. Good for you. Fantastic. Do you know how they cared for that pet? Do you know how they took care of it?
No, it has worms probably.
Well,
I mean, I don't know.
I got it out of a bag.
A ton of money on shampoos. Yeah, it's in a bag.
It was a squid.
For one, they don't even know that. So what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to give you advice. Okay. Here's my advice to you. First bit of advice, don't go to the Darkmoon Fair. Second bit of advice, if you're going to buy something, buy from a reputable vendor like slashloot.com. Slashloot.com is a reliable website where you can go and buy goods. It's not coming from a shady carny.
No.
It's coming from a website. It's coming from the internet, the clean internet.
The internet. super clean.
Definitely safe there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, you can check that out because at slashloot.com they even have the official Azeroth Roundtable t-shirt. Not one of those knockoffs where the Murloc's wearing a blue shirt.
Or where there's no hole for the head.
Yeah. It is the reliable 100% guaranteed official Azeroth Roundtable t-shirt. This wasn't built by leper gnomes beneath Silvermoon's cloth shop.
Love that
This was made by quality people.
Quality
people.
People.
Not that leper gnomes should... Anyway.
Top men.
But I know what you're saying. John, that's one vendor. What if I need something other than a shirt? Well, geekasylum.etsy.com is where you can go to get a Azeroth Roundtable pendant or necklace. That's more goods from a reliable source. At least I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay, confirmed. It's from a reliable source.
It is a very reliable source. I might know the non-leper gnome that makes it.
Great. Sounds good.
So it's not a leper gnome?
No, definitely not.
Good. Good. Those guys.
You want to watch out for them.
Yeah, you really do.
Small underage child. Getting paid no money.
Of course. That's the way to do it.
That's not true. That's impossible.
No. Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
Anyway, that's the pitch for this week. That's all you're getting.
That was nice. I liked it.
Yeah, it worked out well.
It worked well.
I think Arlena's totally like catching on to what you're doing, John, because she had her hat up before you even got to the pitch.
Did she really?
Yeah.
I thought
totally did. She totally
I'm gonna have to step it up.
Yep.
Next week we're opening with it.
Hey, it's Christmas. Buy our shirt.
Get a gift for yourself and a loved one.
Yes, please.
Get a gift for us. A shirt for somebody else.
Yeah. Pat, thank you very much for joining us. It has been a pleasure as always. Where can people find you?
What's that? Oh, people can find me on Twitter at Pat Krane with a K, or you can also check out the show that I do every once in a while. It's called Convert to Raid. There seems to be a large guild that's associated with it called Convert to Raid.
I'm in it.
Over on Airy Peak, and it's fun. It's good. It's good peeps actually. And guess what, Ben? Yeah. In just a few short weeks, we will be celebrating our 3-year anniversary over there.
Wow, 3 already?
3 years of Convert to Raid the Guild, and going even during the lull period, going very, very strongly.
Good.
Yeah. So we have over like 7,200 active characters in the guilds, in the guild system over there.
I think that means it's time for Convert to Raid the movie.
That's being released this summer. It's actually a short film right before the Warcraft movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's just a goblin. He comes out and he just goes, "Hey!" And then that's all the money that we had. So
a really short film.
It's a very short film.
Now, which episode is it though? Is it I or VI or II?
I'm not sure exactly how many eyes are in it. But I am not.
There's one eye.
Yes.
Let me help you out.
Convert to Raid, it does have one eye. Thank you very much.
Okay, perfect.
Hey!
And the goblin has two.
Hey! So. Hey! And then he walks off again. And
there is a post-credit scene where Nick Fury recruits him into the Avengers.
Actually, it might be part of the THX, thing that will pop up before the movie.
You just hear it circle around you. Hey!
Right. That'd be awesome. Actually, that would be really great. So, I don't know, but for the show stuff and for the guild stuff, you can go over to converttoraid.com. That's where everything is: audios, videos, and so on. So, there. How's that?
Yeah, I think that's good. It's very informative. I appreciate it.
Why? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, guys. This has been fun.
Oh, it's always fun having you on. We talk about weird stuff.
Yeah.
We do.
Talk about all sorts of stuff.
And non-weird stuff, too. I mean, it varies.
It's mostly weird stuff, though.
Yeah.
It really does get strange with the three of us. So
yeah, it's important.
Just a touch.
Yeah.
John, where can people find you?
If people want to hear more from me, follow me on Twitter. I'm at John_Jagger. You can catch me on the Experience Points show every Saturday. That is from 12 to 3 with Scott Johnson, except it's not going to happen tomorrow. So when I say every Saturday, by that I mean every Saturday, not counting tomorrow.
It's the holiday season in house.
It is the holiday season. Actually, there could be a couple missed. You know what? Just chill out. It's the internet.
Right.
We live in a world of easily accessed, nonstop entertainment. You won't get bored. You'll be fine. But if you want to know where I am, just follow me on Twitter. I'll let you know.
And it's 12 to 3. What time zone?
Oh, Mountain.
Okay.
I guess right now is the time that we're doing it.
Okay, the only one that matters.
Yeah, it's Mountain. And Core, which is the Heroes of the Storm podcast that I do. Search for it. It's Core. We talk about Heroes of the Storm.
John, you're saying that wrong.
What? Core! Sorry.
There you go. Thank you.
Core!
It's a lot of fun. We're going to record another one of those. Lots to talk about this week. I can't wait, so check that out.
Cool. Yep.
Ben?
Yes, John.
Where can people find you? I wanted to know.
Well, I appreciate you asking. If you're looking for me, you can find me on Twitter. I am at Ben the Mage. I also do a show called Geektopia, and that's on a little bit of a hiatus right now. We're going to be coming back after the holidays. And then I also do Battle Pets with Eludra. We talk about battle pets in this game called World of Warcraft. It's pretty cool.
Woohoo.
Yeah. As for this show, though, you can always find us on Twitter. We are at AzerothRT. If you have any questions, comments, show idea, topics, and everything, which we might or might not get to, thank you, Thugs. I do appreciate the email, but as you can tell, we didn't get there today. That being said, send those to Azeroth Roundtable. AzerothRoundtable@gmail.com. The show, you can always find us every episode that we've ever done on AzerothRoundtable.com, also on iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn. And, of course, last but not least, our intro contains music from Volatile Reaction by Kevin MacLeod, and you can find more of his music at incompetech.com.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah?
What if, in addition to Star Wars, we did a special, we finally go through our emails and answer questions? Not full episode, but thing.
Okay.
You want to try and record one of those?
It'll be really quick, though, like quick answers.
That's
yes
fine.
No explanation.
We have a lot that we haven't read. I feel really bad.
Yeah, we can do that.
Well, hey, guys, why start now? I mean, really, it's working for you, so just,
Hey, John, how about that's our New Year's episode.
Oh, okay, cool. There you go.
Yeah.
Everybody, New Year's, send us a ridiculous amount of questions so it's 7 hours
We'll try
long.
to get to them. Thanks, John. Thanks
We
for that.
will get to every single one, so send us everything you want to know. No amount of questions is too many. We're here until we're done.
That being said, we might edit it.
That is my promise to you. No.
No, my
might
promise is
split
that
it.
we might edit the question.
We might split it into parts.
And
Well,
that
if
will
that
be
means-
your content for the next year.
Yeah,
So,
there we
look at that.
go. Each question is an episode.
This was the best idea we ever had. We
Yeah.
get to take a whole year off. This
All
is great.
right. Oh no, Alessandra's threatening that she's going to send in a ton. Thanks a lot, John.
Yep. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've got the month worth just for her, so. No, seriously though, we do like actually your email questions, comments, things like that. You know what? Speaking of commenting on things, leave us a review on iTunes. We haven't asked for them, and I haven't actually looked in a long time. The last time I did look, the last one was actually on my birthday from last year. So send us more.
Yeah, that helps us out in a big way. So if you want to leave a 5-star review, we would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. All right.
It
So-
reminds iTunes we exist.
Yeah, that is always nice too. So from me, from John, from Pat, thanks for joining us, and have a happy holidays.
Ho, ho,
Happy
ho.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
What's happening?
I don't know.
We're singing.
That's all I got.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Oh, I stopped the recording right when you're all. Oh well, it'll be in the YouTube, in the YouTubes.
It'll be in the tubes of you.
In the YouTube.
Wait, that
Oh, I
sounds
gotta
wrong.
upload the last episode to YouTube.
sounds-
I keep forgetting to do
I was
that.
wondering if you did or not.
I have been real
Slacking.
late on that. I gotta upload that. So
Man, I tell you, it's for us. It's just like every time. It's just I do the same thing every time. As soon as the show's done, start the audio process, start shifting the video over, and then I'm like going, okay, it's really late. I should probably just go to bed. Wake up in the morning, and I'm like going, okay, video. I just gotta get it done, get it processed, get it up there
And, ooh, shiny.
all the time. So. So, do you guys have any big holiday plans going on, or what?
I am actually going to California and visiting my parents.
Awesome. What part of California?
San Diego
that-
area in Escondido.
Very nice.
You have no idea where that is. Well, I mean, you
I know.
probably know
I know
where
where
San
San
Diego
Diego
is.
is. Yeah, that's down by the border, right?
Yeah.
that's where the T-Rex got out.
Yep.
Oh
That's
yeah,
canon.
the T-Rex.
It happened.
Is there?
My parents
Are
lost a dog. It's
have
not
they-
funny.
have they fully recovered from that incident?
Mostly.
Jeff
nope.
Goldblum go to their house at night and go.
Funny you should say that. He's their next door neighbor. Not really.
Wow.
Not really. At all.
No.
No.
No. That's right.
John, you would visit my parents more if he was, wouldn't
I
you?
just go there and just try to tell Jeff Goldblum jokes. See if that's how he actually laughs.
I'll tell you all of my Jeff Goldblum jokes. Let's go.
Okay.
It's just the one. Over and over and over again. It's just 10 hours of that.
That'd be perfect.
John, how about you? Anything big happening over the holidays?
Not too much. Gonna just drive a little north to my aunt and uncle's house and have a family dinner probably, and that's just gonna be one day. Other than that, staying busy with the usual stuff around here. Gonna go see Star Wars a bunch apparently, because I keep telling
Sure.
people that I will go with them.
Good.
I'm not like I'm getting my leg pulled or anything. I love that movie, but
Good.
yeah. So it's going to be a lot of Star Wars and family time and good stuff.
Yeah. Lots of family time for me, so it's going to be kind of crazy.
Now, are you going to
But-
take the family to see Star Wars?
Yes. Oh,
I am not. No, I'm going to take my wife.
Yay!
That's it. That's it.
that's a
Everybody
good
else
person
can,
to take.
yeah, everybody else, screw it. They're not invited. I don't think they really care either, though. So
Well, when you need a break from them, just go see it again.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that will happen because they're family.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Star Wars, but the better kind.
yeah, that's the family you choose. It's like my internet friends. Those are the ones that I choose to be around, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
these are the guys that I really have gravitated towards. I mean, you guys fall into that. You know, it's like my podcasting folks and my other internet folks, my gaming folks. Those are the ones that I surround myself with because I choose to.
Right.
And then there's the ones that I have to get gifts for.
Yeah, we don't ask for gifts. We don't even require them at all.
No, because your gift is your presence.
I've been giving that gift to a lot of people for a long time.
It's a homonym.
I see what you did there. Fellow grammar fan.
Yeah.
These are the grammar jokes.
Yeah. It's better than Jeff Goldblum jokes. It plays better. It plays better in most groups. So. I don't know. That's pretty good though. That's not bad.
I don't think that's a joke. I think that's really just me doing the laugh from Jurassic Park, but we'll call it a Jeff Goldblum joke.
It's
funny.
Good enough. It's an impersonation, which those are jokes.
Yeah, sure. Everybody go with your lightsaber YouTube and listen to the 10-hour loop of Jeff Goldblum's laugh from Jurassic Park.
That is a great loop.
Yeah.
Any 10-hour video I will not watch, except for maybe the one of Prince Adam from He-Man singing that terrible disco song that he sings.
Put a link to a 10-hour video in chat. It's not the Jeff Goldblum one. It's another one, but it's another one everybody should watch for all 10 hours because it really... You have to go about 9.5 hours, and then it really transforms into something magical. So let me find it here, and I'll share that with you all.
By the way, did you see the 45-minute video from what's his name from Parks and Rec drinking whiskey or scotch or whatever it was, bourbon? I have no idea what it was, but the guy who plays Ron Swanson.
Yeah, I haven't seen the video.
He is just sitting in a chair by the fire and doesn't say a word. Just sits there and sips his drink. And that's
fantastic.
It. I think he refills once or twice. I mean, you know,
that's great.
He just likes his bourbon neat, and he just kind of, you know, sips it. And maybe he crosses his legs, maybe he doesn't.
John?
What is this?
John. Mine's better.
Shut up. Mine's better.
Let's see. Oh, boy.
Oh, I know what yours is. Yeah. I saw
All right.
that.
So that one's horrible. Yeah. Let's see. Is this one any better?
The second one?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Actually, this one's really cool. This one is something for all holidays.
Yeah, exactly.
Put that on. Just let your family enjoy.
Yeah. It's just that's horrible. Just Darth Vader smoking for forever.
Yeah, and that's being on fire, not actually just sitting there smoking.
Right? No.
Because that'd be a bad example. You don't want that.
Now, do you think that they just took because I mean, obviously that's a real fire and that's really the suit. Do you think they just took that mask and used it for the new movie, or do you think they like redid it?
I think they made a new one because if you really think about it, the fire for that probably like they had it burning for just a couple seconds to be like, okay, we got the shot and stop.
Right.
And it seems like there's actually deliberate damage done to the one for the movie, at least from what you can tell from the trailer.
And for some reason now I'm watching it, I'm like, I don't know, let's watch and see what happens. Because apparently I have forgotten how looping video works.
Right.
So far, it's holding up well, Ben.
Yep.
Well, Wicked Kitten, I will say this. It is better that he is on fire than smoking because, as we know, smoking kills you slow. Fire will kill you quick.
Well, technically it didn't, though. I mean,
well, technically
he was on fire for
dead.
a long time before. No, I'm talking before the suit.
He actually may have had a smoking issue because, I mean, you heard how deep his voice was, and you know where he started because of Hayden Christensen. So
and my name's Anakin.
Would you like a cigarette?
right, exactly. And he's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna smoke some of that Tatooine weed." Yeah, we're gonna.
I'd like to see the fan edit where somehow he puts his hand up to his throat and he's talking like this the whole time.
That's actually it. It's the mask actually comes down and does that for him.
Oh, that makes sense then.
It holds his trach.
It's the future, so that's why it doesn't
This
talk
is
like
the
this.
counselorship. Where is
That's
the ambassador?
Right.
That's the
not
original
Hurt
idea.
your feelings. You know it to be new.
You got to make sure to be as monotone as possible for that to really work.
Luke, I am your father.
I think the best guys that did it were the guys on South Park. I mean,
Yeah, they were
really,
pretty good. They were
with
pretty good at Ned.
because like they had him singing and he was like ah. So that was really funny.
Oh man, they haven't had Ned on in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, I mean, Ned's a tough one, right? I mean, I think they probably played Ned completely out after the second season. They're like going after the second season. They're like, we don't know what to do with him. He's just going to appear from time to time. That's it.
Oh, the episode where
Ned stories they need to go back to the well on.
yeah, the episode where he lost his voice box, so he got the Spanish one.
Oh, God. And they did the whole backstory on him too. I mean, they've done everything. Like he was this very suave man before he, got the voice box, and got his arm blown off and whatever. So
He's a war hero.
he is. He's a hero. He's a hero for all of mankind.
Yes.
To all remember Ned this holiday season.
An example I like to live by.
Remember me. Yeah.
Never let go.
Never give up. Never surrender. No, that's something else.
Does the rolling help? Yes.
Oh boy.
All right.
All right, gentlemen.
Yep. I think that's going to do it.
It has been fun. Chat room.
Bye, chat room. You guys were awesome.
Bye, guys.
Thank
it was
you
fun.
much.